As we grow older, it becomes increasingly hard to find enough rest or relaxation, not to mention sleep. Younger years are filled with days full of frenzied activities with barely enough time to get everything done before bedtime. A few years pass and we find ourselves searching for things to occupy the time we often spent sleeping. Naturally, our thoughts turn to the days, or rather nights, of our youth when sleep was so easy to come by. I often slept on my grandmother's old corded or rope bed when I was a child. There were no springs to make you bounce up and down, nor water to make you seasick. Just ropes stretched tight in a checkerboard pattern under the mattresses filled with feathers of many fowls of various kinds. There was no heat in the bedrooms in the winter, so we dreaded the approach of bedtime, especially in the very cold weather. We would stand by the fire as long as we could, toasting ourselves for the dash to bed. We would make a run for the already turned back beds, jump in and sink down in the feather mattress. Mom would cover us with a half-dozen homemade quilts that seemed heavy enough to mash the breath right out of us. It was so cold our teeth would chatter for several minutes until the very heat of our bodies would warm the exact spot we were lying in. Slowly we would stretch our feet out to warm a few inches at a time. By the time the entire length of our bodies were warm, we would be sound asleep. Next morning, we would awaken often in the same position we fell asleep in because of the weight of the covers. Now would come an even more trying time than the night before. The trip to the fire in the living room was the most dreaded few feet I've ever trod. Bravery is the only word I can think of that can describe the effort it took to throw back those heavy warm covers, climb out of that old feather pit, and put my feet on the icy cold linoleum floor. Then make the return mad dash to the nearest fire in the house. Oh, but what a great night's sleep. The old corded bed, which I still sleep on, by the way, could hold a boy until Mom would have to take drastic measures to extract him from the bottomless pit. We have more efficient ways to heat the house in these modern times, but I still like to sleep in a cold bedroom, snuggle down in an old feather mattress with lots of cover, dreaming of an old cold house warmed by loving memories.